Hey there everyone, it's Akira Ari Mayy J here, and I'm back again for another video. I just recorded the one video about me coming back to YouTube full-time and a small life update. So this video, this video is not gonna include a slideshow like last year's video, because last year's video included a 24-minute slideshow, which was insanely long, and thank you for all of you who actually watched the full slideshow. There will be probably a small slideshow at the end of this, but not a very big one. So as of yesterday, I have reached 2 years on HRT. It's crazy to think I started hormones 2 years ago. 2 years ago from yesterday was the day I started HRT, and it was a day that changed my life forever. It was a day that finally put my mind at ease. It was a day that finally I was able to finally start becoming who I actually am, which was just like, it's too hard to put into words. I've talked about it many, many times on here. It's just, this video is just me reflecting back a little bit on my transition and what, I've gone through over the last couple years. And the last couple years definitely haven't been easy. Like I said, I ended up in Chestnut Ridge last year due to some things that were going on, and that saved my life. If it wasn't for Chestnut Ridge saving me, if it wasn't for me wanting to save myself and go to Chestnut Ridge, I wouldn't be here recording this day. I wouldn't be having my upcoming surgery. I wouldn't be able to say I'm 2 years on HRT. I couldn't be happier. Everybody who supported me over the years, whether you've loved me, whether you've hated me, whether you've pushed me away, pulled me closer, whatever, you've been here in some way, shape, or form. You helped push me in some way, shape, or form, so I thank you. Negative and positive people. The negative people push you to want to better yourself and want to prove them wrong and be who you actually are. And the positive people obviously help, or your backbone. They're there to support you. They're there to help you every step of the way if you need anything. And some of the people I owe a lot of my transition to, pre-transition, my friend Sammy, my friend Sarah, my friend Alicia, who you met in one of my older videos. Those are three big names when it comes to pre-transition, before I started transitioning. Those were three who were always there for me, never judged me, always pushed me to better myself, and by sense of becoming who I actually am and wanting to start HRT. And they're the ones who just always motivated me, even if they didn't always tell me what I wanted to hear, but they told me what I needed to hear. And not all friends do that. Some friends just want to be a people pleaser and tell you what you don't want to hear, what you want to hear, when that's not really what you need to hear. And that's how I prefer it. Yeah, it may hurt. Sometimes when people say things to you, even if it's not what you want to hear, it's what you need to hear. It may hurt, but it's what you need to hear. And they were three of the people who always pushed me and always told me what I needed to hear, and I can never thank any of them enough for that. So Sammy, Sarah, and Alicia, thank you from the bottom of my heart. During the start of my transition, my mom, I couldn't have done it without her support. Once she adapted to who I was, and me living as who I am, and I was no longer her son, that she was a huge backbone of being able to continue my transition and stay transitioning, not detransition like some people do. When I started hormones, I was terrified. It changed me, but in a good way. Obviously, I was scared in the sense that it was such a big change and something that was so drastic, and that's why it scared me. It didn't scare me in a sense that, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm going to regret this. No, it wasn't that kind of scared. It was a scared, like I said, it was a huge change. I knew it was going to change my body, change my mind, change my voice, change my bone structure a little bit. It changed so much about me. It made me feel comfortable in my own skin. Let me see. Once I started my transition, like I said, my mom was a huge backbone. Sammy and Sarah still were a huge backbone. My doctor, Joanne Goodwill, I could not have done what I've done without her. She's the one who gave me my hormones. She's the one who, after only 2 appointments, was able to let me start my transition, and I couldn't thank her. I can't put into words how much I owe to Joanne. So thank you, Joanne. I don't know if you still tune in my channel, but if you do, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Let me think, who else do I owe a lot to my transition to? I know there's going to be a lot of names I leave out, and I apologize. I don't mean to leave you out. It's just a little difficult whenever, I'm trying to think of this off the top of my head. I had no idea what videos I was going to record. I just hopped in my car. Came up the Friendship Hill to wait for Sammy. So I'm just trying to think of like people I owe for my transition. Like I said, my mom, Joanne, Alicia, Sarah, Sammy, like they were pre-transition and then post-transition for those three, like helped me. Misty, once I started my transition, me and her were able to become close again, even though she's not with her ex-fiance anymore. He gave me a, like he let me come up and stay with her, and he gave me a chance to be close with her. So even if she'll never speak to him again, which I don't blame her, but I owe him a lot. So thank you for letting me gain Misty and a best friend again, and giving me a place to like always come up and see her and hang out with her. Misty, like I said, Misty's somebody I owe a lot to. Like once I started my transition, she was there for me every step of the way, and then some, still is. I could sit here and name names all day long. I'm going to forget some of them. So if you were somebody who's ever contributed to my transition, whether you've just listened to me vent, whether you've given me advice, whether you've just left a nice comment, or whether you're one of the negative people who told me I couldn't do it, or told me I was better off as Ryan, my birth name, or anything like that. If you were somebody who was positive or negative who's had effect on my transition, thank you. I can say your names all day long. I'm not going to do it justice because I'm going to forget people and I'm going to feel bad. So thank you to anyone who's contributed. Like I said, I've mentioned Alicia, Sarah, Sammy, my mom, Joanne, Misty. There's people I owe a lot to for my like pre-transition and post-transition. My Aunt Kim's also another one. So yeah, guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I can't believe I'm 2 years on my hormones. It's crazy to think that, like I said, it's been 2 years. So real quick, I'm going to recap for you the day, like the day of my going to my hormone appointment. One song that like I was in Pittsburgh traffic on my way to my appointment, and a song came on, and it was The Sound of Silence. And like that song, I contribute to my transition a lot, just because it was just like whenever I heard that song first came on, it was the first time I heard it. And it was like there was no traffic around me. It was like I was in another world. Like the music just spoke to me. And I don't know, that's one song that, I know this is getting a bit random, but like this is something I've always wanted to talk about in a video. How like that song, just I call that like my transition song kind of, just because that was the song I played on the way to my first ever HRT appointment on March 15, 2016. And like I said, I was in Pittsburgh traffic, middle of Pittsburgh, and when that song came on, I felt like I didn't hear any traffic. I felt like there was nothing around me. I feel like it like transcended me to like another plane, if that makes sense. And like it was just a whole different feeling, and the song spoke to me, and that, to this day, it's one of my favorite songs, and I contribute that to my transition song. Let me think. I think that's it. Changes-wise, there haven't been any more changes. I mean, usually after 8 months to a year, there's no more changes from a lot of YouTubers I've watched, transgender YouTubers, I should say, I've watched. And like my breasts haven't grown anymore. Hasn't been too much like change from my facial structure. It's still the same. Like, yeah, everything, no changes after the last year or so. So yeah, I'm going to put a little slideshow in the end of this video. Not a long one, I promise. But thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry if I rambled. Like I said, I didn't plan on recording any. I didn't know what videos I was going to record. I just decided to get up here, wing it, and go from there. Usually I script my videos on what I'm going to say, and it makes them flow a lot more naturally. But this time it didn't. This time I didn't, and you could tell it's very unorganized. But thank you for watching. I love you all so much, and enjoy the slideshow. Bye, guys.